Hi, 8th grade. This is lesson 5 in your book, and I'm a little frustrated right now because I had to start over with this one. I don't know what the I don't know what the issue is. Anyway, with this computer, but so I'm doing a lesson 5 for the second time. But you know what? That's okay because I really like these words. There's some really good ones. So, our first word is anagram. Anagram is a noun. And I'm on page 19, I should have told you that. Anagram is a noun, and I just heard it on a program here just a few minutes ago. An anagram is a kind of word puzzle where the letters of one word are the same letters used to spell another word. For example, the letters in the word silent are the same letters used in the word listen. Alright? That's an anagram, and it's a noun. The second word is assertion. Now, assertion is a noun. The T-I-O-N ending, or the I-O-N ending, makes it a noun. Now, last year, I know you had the word assert. That's the verb form. And if you assert something, you make a claim. You state your opinion, or you take a stand on something. So an assertion is that very claim or that very stance. All right. If you feel very strongly about something, you would definitely be sure to make an assertion that would make people aware of that claim. Okay. The second word is coherent, or the third word, excuse me, is coherent. Coherent is an adjective. Now, in your writing and in your oral communication, certainly you want coherency. You want to be coherent. And what that means is that you flow from one topic to the next logically. It's in a logical order. You don't skip around from here or there, somewhat like our telephone conversations might sound like. Coherent papers, coherent writing, has logical progress. All right. Sometimes in our oral speaking, we might get very emotional, and then we become incoherent. All right. Or if we're frightened, if something frightens us, we jump from one topic to the other, and the story doesn't come out in a coherent way. Okay, that's coherent. Number 4 is fulminate. Fulminate is a verb, and fulminate is a word when you want to be very precise. Instead of using the word disagree, all right, or instead of disagreeing with someone, you might fulminate. You might give the full extent of your angst, your anger, your disagreement. All right. So fulminate means loudly disagreeing or loudly stating your opinion. All right, which is maybe contrary to the opinion that's out there. All right. Loudly and forcefully disagreeing. That's fulminating. Okay. Not just, well, I don't quite agree with you on this one. That's not fulminating. Fulminating is, hey, I don't even disagree with it. You are totally wrong. Okay? In your face, sort of disagreeing, big time. That's fulminating. Okay? The next word is goad. Now, goad is kind of a fun word to say. It could be a noun or a verb. And it's not the past tense of go. We didn't goad to the store. All right? No. Goad, if you goad someone, you bug them enough to get them to do what you want them to do. Okay? in the car, if somebody's practicing their Sunday driving skills instead of their Wednesday evening driving skills, you might goad them along with the beeping of the horn. Let's go. Or when the turn signal comes on and the person doesn't move, you might goad them with the horn. The horn would be a goad, all right? It's the irritating, get moving, trying to get somebody to do what you want them to do using something annoying, all right? The noun form, one of the best examples is a cattle prod. You know, ranchers want to get cows moving a certain way. They give them annoying stimulus. You know, they give them a little shock with that cattle prod to get them moving. Okay, that's a goad. Right? Our next word is inexplicable. Inexplicable is an adjective. Now that able ending makes it an adjective. That in makes it an opposite. What we have left is a form of the word explain. So what we're really saying is something is unexplainable. Like some phenomenon may happen, and it would be inexplicable. I can't even begin to explain what happened. It's inexplicable. All right? And the person might say, yeah, I saw it, but I didn't understand it. It was inexplicable. Okay? Non-committal is the next word. Now, non-committal is an adjective, and the al makes it an adjective. The non makes it no. All right, makes it negative. And so we're left with the word commit. All right, so what he's saying here is not committing. Now, if somebody is non-committal, they are not committing to one side or another. They're riding the fence, or they're just not going to tell you which side they're committing to. All right, if they're non-committal, they're not going to commit to one side or another. Okay, they're staying in the middle. Okay. The next word is a fun one. The word is pronounced two ways, and both ways are acceptable, either proboscis or proboscis. So either proboscis or proboscis. Now I want to tell you the plural form. It's a noun. I want to tell you the plural form because it's just kind of fun to say. And that is probosities. Probosities. So, what is this fun word? It's referring to a nose. All right? Now, typically, it's not used to identify the normal run-of-the-mill nose. No. An elephant's trunk is referred to as a proboscis. All right? A very different shape. Cyrano de Bergerac story or a play from way back when. Cyrano de Bergerac had a very long nose. All right? That would be described as or identified as a proboscis. Okay? So it's not just the average nose. One way it's really, and it's coming up here, with all the Halloween masks, sometimes they make them look unusual by adding strange proboscides to the masks. All right? Strange noses that make them different. Okay? So, that's proboscis, okay, or proboscis. Both pronunciations are okay. Okay. The next word, quixotic, is my favorite because it comes from one of my favorite pieces of literature, a work written by Cervantes, who was a Spanish author, and he wrote this while in prison, and the novel is entitled Don Quixote. Now, the story is about Don Quixote. Don meaning like a landowner. It's the Spanish way of saying like a duke. okay? Like the British would say it's a duke. The Spanish would say Don. He's a landowner and wealthy. But Don Quixote, older, and his family thought he was going insane because he had all these ideas, all these grandiose ideas, mainly about chivalry and how to act. He was very kind. He would go off and fight what he would say fighting dragons, but they were actually windmills. All right. He befriends a young woman whom he believes to be a damsel in distress. Well, she's actually a barkeep and a prostitute. He calls her Dulcinea, and he treats her so well, and everybody's like, dude, that's crazy. But he treats her so well, and eventually she begins to think of herself as something other than a barkeep and a prostitute, you know? She begins to think of herself more of as a lady, all right? That kind of goes south in the novel, but the way he changes the way people feel about themselves by the way he treats them, all right? And his little sidekick is Sancho. Anyway, his ideas of chivalry, because they're so high and lofty and unattainable, they are believed to be quixotic. All right? So he lends his name in adjective form to ideas that are grand and lofty, which some might consider unattainable. Those ideas are quixotic. All right? Let's see, our last word is surmise, and it could be a noun or a verb, same spelling. Surmise is like conjecture. It's like a guess. All right? You look at the data and you make a surmise, or you surmise something to be perhaps a hypothesis. All right? An idea of an answer. You make a guess. All right? That's a surmise. Okay? You might surmise what people were thinking when they wrote mythology or mythological explanations of perhaps, a volcano or something. You might make a guess. Okay? Anyway, those are our 10 words. Now, if you would, please turn to 128. Page 128. I'm going to go through those that are easy quickly. There are maybe 2 that require a little bit of, I'll give you some example sentences maybe, mainly because the words are in lesson 6, and I want to make sure you understand those words. Now, number 1, anecdote is a word that's in lesson 6, but I don't need to explain what it means. I'll just tell you it's a noun, and entertaining is an adjective. That alone, if you use your cheat sheet, should lead you to one possible relationship, all right? And therefore your answer. Number 2, assertion is a noun, claim is a noun. Go back to your definitions, all right? Number 3, climactic, adjective, finale, noun. Okay. Well, once again, check your cheat sheet. Number 4, coherent, adjective, muddled, adjective. 3 choices. Number 5, let me explain a little bit. Forte is a noun. Weakness is a noun. Let me give you this sentence. Based on your good quiz grades, I would guess that vocabulary is a forte of yours. Based on your rather low quiz grades, I would that vocab is probably a weakness of yours. Number 6. Fulminate is a verb. Disagree is a verb. Okay? But get a picture in your mind of somebody fulminating and somebody disagreeing. Alright? Are those pictures equal? Do they look the same? Sneeze. Excuse me. Let's see. Number 7, goad is a verb. Restrain is a verb. Number 8, inexplicable adjective. Mystery noun. Easy. Number 9 requires some explanation. Stigma is a word that will be in our 6th lesson. It's a noun, and shame is a noun. Let me explain stigma by talking about Nathaniel Hawthorne's novel, A Scarlet Letter. Hester, our heroine in that story, committed adultery, has a child out of wedlock, and is in this puritanical society is forced to wear a scarlet A for adultery. Every time she's out in public, she has to wear that A. All right. Now imagine the emotions that stigma may cause. Okay. All right. And number 10, surmise is a verb. Guess is a verb. All right. I hope that helped you, and 8th graders, we'll see you again in lesson 6. Bye for now.